YouTube, good morning. Okay, so this morning I loaded up 3 pipes. I loaded up, well, to begin with, I had 965 sitting around and 2 or 3 little pipes around the house because I always have 965 in my little Stetson and clinch pipes, that I'll stick in my teeth and clench. And that's almost always 965 because I like it. And it's, as an everyday smoke, that would be the one I'd choose. This is actually a VR for Derek. In my pipe, in my burbia, I have some Old Dublin, Peterson's Old Dublin. And I'll tell you, I really like that flavor that it comes across. It's sweet Virginia, and it does have a little bit of that smoky Latakia taste, but I think it is mostly from the Orientals and the Turkish in it. I don't think that it actually has Latakia in it. I'll have to look it up. I really didn't look it up or read up on it, so I smoke what I like. I don't. A lot of times I don't look at other people's reviews before I smoke them. This is my burbia. This is a red, beautiful burbia. One of my older ones. It's got a really nice cake in there. I don't know if you can tell that cake, but this is probably from the 70s. Would be my guess, because I went through a red stage in the 70s, and every pipe I bought was almost red. But so this is for Derek, and Derek reached 1,000 subs plus, which I'm surprised I was surprised when he said he had 1,000 subs because I would have assumed he'd had them a long time ago. So I was really surprised when he said his 1,000 sub giveaway, which is kind of cute. My monkey boy. So, monkey boy, you didn't make it easy on us for this either. You asked us a lot of questions. And the band that I would choose would be The Who. And that I'll put a little bit in the back of this film to explain The Who for you if you need it. But mainly it's because they span so many decades of my life that, it's kind of hard to ignore a band that's been out there in your face a lot. Plus, I saw The Who open for Pink Floyd, or the other way around, in England when I was very young, and it was really neat. I was too young to appreciate then what I would appreciate now. That's the thing. I don't like my pipe very well. I just sucked that flame right down in there. And then he had a question about your favorite blends and stuff. And you guys know that I love my Dunhill blends. I always have, and I like them because of the consistencies and stuff in them, although I can't say that for the last 50 years it's always been consistent, because sometimes it's not consistent. But for the most part, I like it because it's always consistent. So I'd take any of the 965s. I know it was in my cabinet. I'd pull those out, and if I was to pull out, that's what I was thinking. It's like, okay, what would I pull out to know that I'm going to be smoking? So I always pull out 2 or 3 tins of the old vintage 965 because I'm going to smoke them. I always pull out 1.5 pounds of the Virginia flake, because in general I use that for many things, including blending with others to smooth them out, or just to smoke it on its own, because I do like just straight Virginia flake. And then the rest would be, kind of a hit and miss on them. It would depend upon my mood the day I was pulling it, I'm not one on the aromatics very much, but I don't mind them. So I'd probably pull something that had a lot of flavor, probably one of my brick and mortar poundage kind of thing. I'd take anything from Steve Books with me, just because he started out with aged tobaccos. He doesn't use a lot of flavor, and that's House of Calabash in Oregon, although he's no longer a blender due to health reasons. Ava has taken over House of Calabash. So that would be in my tobaccos. I think that kind of explained my plans on that. And then for regrets. Oh, regrets. If you were old and you knew you had some time left, what would you regret not doing? And early on in my life, I suffered a major medical maybe not to you guys, but to me it was major medical. And I got cancer before I was 30, I guess you would say. I got to see my mortality very quickly and find out how important life is. So I really truthfully do not feel that I will have any regrets. I take care of my vets. I have done my duty to my families. So I really don't have too many regrets. I have regrets for other things that I can't do anything about. But like Derek said, if you could fix it, how would you fix it? And truthfully, I'm sorry, these glasses have such a glare. I really don't have anything I have to worry about fixing. So eventually love will out on that is what I think. But you never know. And regrets are such a hard thing to ask about. How do you know today what you're going to regret tomorrow, doing or not doing? You think you know, but the reality is life throws so much at you. At my age, I've learned life throws so much at you that you can't have. Don't take time for regrets. Take time to make sure there aren't any. So rather than worrying about the things that you're not going to be able to change the things you can. Okay, so we're back to Derek's questions. His first was the band, and I said The Who, and I will put a little thing from another video behind this one. The second was your tobaccos. Third was regrets. Fourth was drinks with YTPC members. I'd love to have a drink with all of you. And what would I drink? I personally am a cheap drunk, so I'm easy to fix that. I like the bubbles make me laugh. Of course, I'm pretty funny when I'm drunk anyway, so. But who would I drink with? Like say, I'd love to have a drink with Danny. I enjoyed the heck out of Wes. Old Khakis came to Kansas City. I had a drink with him. I've sat and had a little bit of talk with Chris. I've met 2 or 3 of the Pipers too. Pat, Larry. There's a lot of you guys that I have met and I've enjoyed the heck out of, but we didn't get time to drink because it was either at a show or you were behind a counter or something like that. I would drink whatever you're drinking. I can drink anything. It just all affects me different. Except tequila. Tequila, I think it makes everybody take their clothes off. It's just something about tequila and getting too warm for clothes. It's that, it's that cactus juice. What can you say? And then, what was the last one? Oh, over to his podcast. I watch his podcast anyway, so I don't really have to worry about doing that. Like I say, I watch them, so I've already been there, done that one. You guys have a good day, and I will talk to you later. Happy. Joy. You know I'm watching you. Because, I grew up in the age of, everything from the Beach Boys, Elton John's, and stuff like that. But I decided on The Who because I went downstairs and I kind of looked around. And Moody Blues I had tons of, but they didn't span 3 decades. The Who actually spanned 3 or more decades because we became aware of The Who, I think, more when Tommy, and I got to see Tommy in production at one of our big theaters downtown. It was just marvelous. When Tommy came out in the 60s, late 60s, I think a lot of us learned a lot about The Who. The We're Not Gonna Make It song became an anthem kind of thing. And so, starting in the early 60s, when The Who first came out with The Who Sells Out album and stuff like that, by then they'd already been in England. We'd already seen them with other bands that became very popular too. So The Who kept going. In the 78, they did that, Who Are You? And then that stupid little Squeeze Box, you couldn't go into any bar without hearing the Squeeze Box song there in the late 70s. Even in disco, honest to God, they would play that and they would get out and do the line dance to it. So The Who is one of those bands that I would say for spanning 3 decades and for the music, even in 81 when they and stuff like that, these bands came over right as I was developing my tones for music and stuff, and so Sue with my morning load up. I loaded them up. But you know how it is. You got to smoke each of them a little bit just so you can get them started. This was my burbia, one of my red burbias. I love my red colored pipes. And in it is Old Dublin, some Peterson Old Dublin. And that's a really nice blend. For those of you who haven't tried it, I do suggest you try it. Of course, I don't have a tamper in here. No, I have one in here. It's just in another place. Wait a minute. The damn tamper fury moves them around on me. Oh, this is one of my favorite tampers, too. It's a little skeleton. Hey, listen, you know, I live in an old house, and we tore down a wall, and in that wall there was a lot of the flat nails that are great tampers. They didn't want to have to stop and reload pipe. Oh, you're crooked all the time. Excuse me. Especially on this heavier pipe, I hate to have it because I clench it and I didn't put my bit on it. I need to put softy bits on all my pipes, but it has a really nice Latakia taste, but I don't think there's really Latakia in it. I think it's really the Turkish oriental flavors that are giving it that Latakia taste, because for the most part it's just a sweet Virginia. And that's probably the on its own. It's so soft, you know, I kind of call it a soft tobacco because it's nice. To me, here's my shelf. It's going to be a neat pipe stand, and here is my.
I love the bag already.
The bookmarkers.
I always love your fling that you have.
You know, because I'm going to get a bunch of bags, but I also got them some little brushes.
Sue is known for her fling.
Happy, joy. You guys know I'm watching you.
Sue.
Cigars.
I'm Corey. I'm one of the guys who started this shop. And these are the cigars that we make right here.
What website would we go to for that?
I think you can find that on our site,
Okay.
westcontobacco.com.
Fine. How's the camera? Where's the camera again?
Trying to. Just doing. I want to.
I got coffee, but
Meg's got right Russian in it, so you can't say you just got. I have my Kamoy. He's smoking his.
The monkey in my tobacco study has taken to smoking a pipe. I'm supposed to remove his brain to examine, but it's hard because now he reminds me of my uncle. You've been awfully quiet